Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to a special edition of Triad today. We're going to devote the entire program to one of the stars of The Sound of Music. Now in its 40th anniversary, I'm going to hold up a couple knickknacks here, and this particularly because this is a hot selling item. This is the DVD that you can go out and purchase. 40th anniversary of The Sound of Music. Not that our guest is here, hawking DVDs, but we'll talk about other things. But of course, get that, and there's books you can get and all sorts of things. But here's a little bit of footage that I wanted you to see while I'm talking over this of our guest as he bicycles his way up to, in his Aryan way, up to deliver a telegram in that now famous scene. And now, let's cut to camera one and meet our guest, Daniel Truhitte, who played Rolf in The Sound of Music. Welcome, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you. Look exactly like you did before, except the hair is different. And I understand you had to dye the hair for the role.
Yeah, they wanted that German Aryan look, so they actually bleached my hair white and then added an ash color to it. And then I had to go once a week, to have my hairs dyed. Also, my eyebrows, that Aryan look. But that's what it really called for. So, I mean, when you're in the movies and that's what you have to do to get the part, go ahead.
Do whatever you have to do.
Absolutely.
Now, do you still ride a bicycle? Were you good at riding bicycles? I know that's not a big question to waste time on television, but I'm always curious. You're always on that bike in the movie.
I try to ride bikes and keep athletically fit because I still dance. I'm really the only one actually still musically performing from the movie. Julie had problems with that operation on her throat, and so
that was sad.
Yeah, that was really sad, and I can imagine how that must feel with as much as music was in her life.
The women I know you just got tons of fan mail before. You still get fan mail. The women just loved Rolf, didn't they?
Yeah, I still get fan mail. I get probably, since the internet, I get 6 or 7 emails every day, and somehow they found my address.
Right.
I used to have a post office box, but now I get about 6 or 7 or 8 letters a day,
right,
requesting autographs.
But when the film came out, girls just loved Rolf.
Yeah, I was very popular at that time.
Is that how you? Now your wife TJ's in the studio. We can't see her. She's off camera. She's a very beautiful lady. Is that how you won her, by saying I'm Rolf from The Sound of Music?
It took a little bit more effort than that. Yes, she's a Southern girl, and I'm very blessed to have met her and the life that we have here in Concord and in the South. I'm a lucky man. We've got. I had 3 sons. She had 3 daughters. We've become the Brady Bunch. We've been married now going on 15 years.
That's great.
Very happy.
My wife is
wonderful. My
wife is a Southern girl. You know how he just blew a kiss to our director, but he meant to blow it to the wife. My wife is a Southern girl. You know how I won her?
No.
I found out she liked Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury, and I brought her 20 Murder, She Wrote tapes.
Are you kidding me?
Is that strange?
Well, it must have worked.
It did work.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Every one of them is different.
She looked at me kind of funny. It was kind of strange. Now, okay, lots of things to talk about, but we're going to have the whole show to do this, so we got plenty of time. Now, when you were growing up, you were just a dancing fool. You loved to dance and sing, and you did it from an early age, right?
Actually, I started out going to dance class with my sister who was taking ballet. I was 6 years old, and Dean Crockett and Bobby Crockett had a studio, and they approached me and offered me a scholarship because they had 2 daughters. One was 6 and one was 4, Leslie and Allison Crockett, who became professional dancers. So I started out with tap, but they said I had to take ballet too, which I wasn't real thrilled about.
No.
Later on, I was glad that I did because it made such a difference in my ability to dance.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Ballet is really an art that really gives you the strength and line that you never get any other.
Like when you were lifting Liesel in the gazebo, you can do that. It was sort of ballet, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Extensions and everything we did. Of course, in the gazebo, Mark Brew and Dee Dee Wood, who were the choreographers also for Mary Poppins, the goal was to look like we were sort of dancing and having fun and not, here's a couple of professional dancers, that
right.
now go into a dance number.
Right.
So that was what they tried to portray, and I think it worked well.
Why didn't Rolf and Liesel have sex in the movie?
Well, because they were good Catholics.
They were...
They might have been a Lutheran, I'm not sure, but
They were supposed to be, like she was 16 going on 17, he was 17 going on 18, but really she was how old?
She was 22.
And you were?
20.
Yeah, all right. We're going to get more into that. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, more with Daniel Truhitte, who played Rolf. I bet you didn't know Rolf's last name. I'm going to quiz you on that when we come back. Stay right.